8,000 people. That's how many workers IBM replaced, with a single chatbot. Not over decades. Not gradually. They did it in just a few years. And here's what makes this story different from every other AI doom headline you've seen. IBM had to hire almost that many people back, but not for the same jobs. Not even close. Today I'm going to show you exactly who got cut first, the specific tasks that made them replaceable, and the one number that determines whether you're next. Because IBM didn't just experiment with AI and HR. They wrote the playbook that every Fortune 500 company is now copying. The same playbook that's about to hit your department. Let me take you back to 2018. IBM's HR department made a decision that sounds almost cruel. They shut down the phone number. They closed the email inbox. And they told 21,000 managers, if you have a question about payroll, benefits, or your job, you talk to the bot. The bot was called AskHR. Nobody wanted to use it. Employees hated it. The satisfaction score for HR crashed to -35. That's not just bad. That's people actively despise you territory. But IBM didn't back down. They doubled down. Why? Because the math worked. Here's what happened next. AskHR started handling vacation requests, then payroll questions, then benefits enrollment, then employee transfers. Task by task, the bot took over. By 2024, it was processing 11.5 million conversations a year. 94% of every HR question never touched a human. Let that sink in. 94%. And IBM saved $3.5 billion. That number matters. Your CFO knows that number. Every company in America is chasing that number right now. So who actually lost their jobs? Not the people handling harassment complaints. Not the ones negotiating severance packages. Not the HR business partners having difficult conversations. The first to go were the question answerers. Think about it. The person you called when you forgot your password. The person who explained the vacation policy for the third time this month. The person who processed your address change. IBM's Chief Human Resources Officer said it clearly. We automated the repetitive parts of the job. Here's the pattern IBM discovered. And this is the part that applies to you. If your job involves answering the same questions over and over, AI is coming for those tasks. If your job involves processing requests that follow a script, AI is learning that script right now. If your job can be broken into steps that a training manual could describe, those steps are already in a prompt. The 6% of questions AskHR can't handle, those require judgment. They require emotion. They require nuance. A performance issue that's really a personality conflict. A benefits question that's actually a family crisis. A transfer request that needs political navigation. That's what the remaining humans do. So here's the question you need to ask yourself. What percentage of your job is in the 94%? Now here's where the IBM story gets weird. After cutting thousands of HR jobs, their total headcount went up. The CEO told the Wall Street Journal, quote, "Our total employment has actually gone up because what AI does is it gives you more investment to put into other areas." IBM didn't shrink. They shifted. The savings from automation went into software engineers, salespeople, marketing, client-facing roles that require creativity and strategy. They cut people who answered questions. They hired people who solved problems. They cut people who processed paperwork. They hired people who closed deals. They cut people who followed scripts. They hired people who write them. The World Economic Forum says this pattern will play out everywhere. 92 million jobs displaced by 2030. But 170 million new jobs created. The net gain? 78 million jobs. This isn't a story about AI destroying work. It's a story about AI reshaping work. And here's proof it can work. Remember that satisfaction score that crashed to -35? Today, it's +74. A 109-point swing. Employees actually like AskHR now. It answers questions instantly. No waiting 3 days for a benefits explanation. The bot works at midnight when you're filling out expense reports. The humans who stayed? They're not answering basic questions anymore. They're doing strategic work, culture building, talent development, the stuff that actually matters. So what do you do with this information? First, audit your job. Write down every task you do in a typical week. Put them in 2 columns. Column A, tasks with clear right answers. Processes with defined steps. Questions you answer the same way every time. Column B, tasks that require judgment. Problems that need creative solutions. Situations where the right answer depends on context. If column A is bigger than column B, you're in the 94%. Second, start migrating. The HR workers who survived at IBM didn't wait for the axe. They volunteered for projects that needed human insight. They built relationships with business leaders. They made themselves essential for the 6%. Third, learn the tools. The workers who thrived weren't anti-AI. They became the people who made AI work. They trained the bot. They fixed its mistakes. They handled the edge cases. The 56% wage premium for AI skills? It's not going to people who resist automation. It's going to people who steer it. IBM figured this out the hard way. Billions of dollars and thousands of jobs later. Your company's about to run the same experiment. The only question is whether you'll be in the 94% that gets automated, or the 6% that becomes more valuable. I built something that might help with that decision. The AI Career Survival Kit breaks down which tasks AI can and can't replace across 25 different careers. It includes the job audit template I just described, plus a 90-day action plan for migrating your work toward the 6%. Links in the description if you want it. But either way, start the audit this week. Write down your tasks. Be honest about which column they fall in. The companies already know where you stand. Now you need to know too.